Yeah, we're live now. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, depending on your location. I'm so excited to be on the platform once again with my friend Joseph Alabi, and we're looking at leadership and creativity. Yes, leadership and creativity. Um, this is Leadership Talk with Adegoke, the 55th, I believe that the 55th podcast. And so, how are you, my friend?
I'm very good, Doke. It's been a while. Thanks
Wow,
for
wow.
having me on the podcast.
Okay, thank you so much. Now, tell us, who is Joseph Alabi?
Okay. Um, Joseph Alabi is a student of life. Let me put it that way. I think that my life started by reflecting the way my name really is in the local dialect Yoruba. My Yoruba name is Shegun. I think I have been a conqueror from when I was born. But essentially, I am a graduate of business administration. I'm also a graduate of law, and I have a master's in finance. And I'm also a Cisco network professional. So I have a life that has spanned banking to telecoms and also trading. And now I'm into software development. So I've had a journey across different continents. I think I started my life in Africa, in Nigeria, and then I ended up in my 20s moving to Europe. And I was in Ireland, in Dublin, for 14 years before I
Wow.
recently moved back to Nigeria. The call of Globacom uh, Limited, who wanted me then in 2014 and had me come back to Nigeria. I left Globacom in 2014 to set up my company called eConnect Net Power Limited. We've been in business for 5 years now, and we
Yeah.
thank God that we're still alive and we're still pushing it up. So
Well
thank you for
done.
having.
Yeah. Yeah. Well done. Well done. Very, very interesting profile. Now, can you just tell us how did you get into leadership? I know you talked about who you are, just a bit. Maybe
Oh,
add a bit
oh,
more to what you've said.
okay. I think that I wouldn't exactly be able to pinpoint when I got to what you would call leadership. But I think that I've had leadership in me since I was a kid.
Okay.
I think when my dad passed away, I was 12, and I was probably the man of the house, given the fact that my older siblings were all in college, university, and I was in my, I think, secondary school, and I was living with my mom and my younger sister. So I think at that point I had to take the position of the leader of the house in terms of protecting my mom and protecting my younger sister. So I think that was when it actually started. But in the real sense, I think my career generally has actually oftentimes put me in a position of leadership. From
Okay.
when I got into banking, and I think within a year or two, I was already managing a branch, and then I moved from managing a branch to managing a group. And when I was 27, I was already head of corporate banking for Access Bank. And then I left Nigeria to go to Europe, and I had to start all over again, going back to school to study network engineering. And in a short time, also became a network professional, and then gravitated into managing teams in a very short time. So I think all those experiences have actually helped me to appreciate the value of leadership. And why I say that is this. I mean, we throw the word around a lot about leadership, but actually, I think the best leaders are usually the best followers.
Wow.
If you are a very good follower, you are actually earning your stripes in becoming a very good leader. And I
Hmm.
have always tried to be a good follower of even people. So
Wow.
I people throughout my career or throughout my life that I've looked up to generally who
Hmm.
times have played a part in my progression. So that's how I would describe how I got into leadership. I think it's not something that I had a conscious effort at doing. I think it was something that just happened to me, and I had to take ownership of
My
it.
circumstance, yeah, and you stepped in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well done. Congratulations. Now, I just want to welcome those who are just joining us. My name is Adegoke Omotola. I'm a John Maxwell certified leadership coach, speaker, and trainer. And I have with me on the platform of Leadership Talk with Adegoke, the 55th episode. We have my good friend Joseph Alabi. Now, I want you to speak to what's your definition? What's your understanding of leadership? What is leadership?
Okay. Like I said previously, what I said, the best way I think to be a good leader really is to be a good follower. I think having the mindset of the collective is the first premise of you being a good leader. And when I say the mindset of the collective is when you think for the others rather than thinking for yourself, you already start showing intrinsic values of being a leader. A good leader is someone who's taking all the experiences and failures that he has acquired over time, which are like badges that he acquires, and then put it into play on how he can use it to the benefit of the general public, of the community. And when you have that vision or that feeling of inadequacy for not being able to look after or take care of people, then you know that you're already becoming a leader. A leader, for one, thinks of himself last. Think of the captain of a ship. He is always the last person if he's on a sunken ship. That is the real quintessential definition of a true leader. Now, you can then go to all the academic expectation of a leader, being able to have a vision, being able to be a good planner, being able to direction, being able to tutor people or to groom people or mentor people, being able to be creative, being able to manage. Those are also values I expect a leader to have. Some leaders are born, some leaders earn by become great leaders. Neither one of them is better than the other. It is at the end of the day, it is the they say it's the end goal that matters, not the journey towards the goal. So for me, I think I was born a leader. I think one of the challenges that I had when I was younger with older folks who were friends of mine were that they always felt that I was
too young,
too forward, too sure of myself. And at that time when I was younger, it was seen to be, you would think I was rude. Like it looked like I was a bit arrogant and rude. So I used to beat myself up when I was younger, thinking that I was something wrong with me. Then, as I got older and I went into commerce, I went into employment, I saw the same problem with supervisors because I was always someone who wanted to achieve. And when I say achieve, not achieve for myself, but achieve for the collective.
To solve problems,
Yes. So, and I realized that when you have certain gifts that are inherent in you and others don't have it or don't understand it, it can be misconstrued.
And you are seen as a threat.
Yes. So I found myself, right, especially if you now add that to immaturity, because I was young and I was so knowledge or this feeling of leadership, and I had to express it in an immature way. There could then be conflicts with those who were supposed to be advisors. Now, but if they go back and think about all the things that I was doing, they will realize that I was actually doing it for their benefit. But the one thing that I can say, most leaders also they like recognition. They like when they have achieved for the collective, that the collective recognizes that they have actually contributed and to the betterment of the collective. So that's how I would explain it.
Wow, thank you so much. Tolulokwe Ajayi is saying that I'm so proud of you, dear Uncle Joseph Alabi. So you
Oh,
already
thanks.
have. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I said you already have fans all over the place and admirers.
Thank you, fans. And we're looking forward to you listening to the podcast so that we can have some more interesting conversation. So
Yeah.
go on with
Yeah.
questions.
Now I want you to speak to this. You know, before we came on, I was talking about creativity. That quite a number of people are having, a challenge right now with the pandemic. For example, just before we came on, they were talking about gas prices. You know, that is increased from 3,200, is almost 10,000 naira for a cylinder now, and people are going back to using firewood. Very unconventional things. Even in the UK, you've had for the first time petrol stations had challenges, and even gas prices have gone up globally. So, but in every challenge, leaders, the creative leaders that are able to pivot, able to recalibrate, they still show up and they still get to their destination. Can you speak on creativity? What is creativity? What's
Okay.
here?
For my own part, I wouldn't necessarily give you English dictionary definition of
No, it's
creativity.
okay. It's okay.
I'll give you my own definition of what I think creativity is. I think creativity is being able to, first of all, see outside the box, have a vision, be able to see what is not ordinarily seen by what you call the average folks.
Yeah.
And I must say this, we all have a bit of creativity in ourselves. I don't think there's a single person who does not have creativity in themselves. It's about you looking inwards and being able to take yourself out of the situation and then try and look at it from outside the box.
Yeah.
Now, every challenge actually creates an opportunity. Unfortunately, if you have creative leaders, unfortunately, we have leaders today who are not natural leaders or were not actually groomed to be leaders, but were fostered into being leaders. And that's always the problem, especially when it comes to politics. And because we have leaders like that, they generally don't have the right skill sets to actually see every challenge as an opportunity. Now, you mentioned the gas issue right now. Now, I was looking through my Facebook, some Facebook posts recently, and you had someone create a pot that could cook 2 different meals at the same time. Now, that is creativity. That's somebody's creativity that, okay,
so there are different compartments. Wow, that's massive.
Why don't I make it such that I can cook the same 2 meals at the same time? That way I reduce half the time, right?
Yeah.
What I'm going to use to cook. Now,
wow.
You might look at it and think it's mundane, but actually you can extrapolate from that.
Wow.
An opportunity in a bigger scale. Now, my worry is, especially from where we are in Africa, because there's a high level of poverty, right? We seem to have been beaten down by poverty, that it actually limits how we want to think or how we think when we see what you call challenges. I am actually a big fan of challenges because I always say when there's a challenge, it creates an opportunity.
That's
and
right.
When it creates an opportunity, it means you're actually creating wealth. And the best way to beat poverty is by creating wealth. Now,
that's right.
How do you create wealth in the midst of poverty? The best way to create wealth in the midst of poverty is by thinking about the collective. And I'm going to say this. I struggle every day when I watch leaders not understand that you are actually better off making decisions that benefit the collective.
That's right.
It then makes you wealthier. And I'm going to give you a good example. I'm going to take one of the early mentors. I will use the word mentor. I wasn't close to the person, but I was always looking at the person from afar. One of the things that actually drove me in my career all through. The first person will be Wala Ajola and Tayo Aderounmu. I was probably like about 15 when I first got aware about what they were doing with Citibank. And at that time, we had probably about 5 banks in Nigeria who were what you would call very mundane in the way they were operating.
That's right.
But they also worked with some of these banks, but they identified the issues and how they could solve those problems. And I remember when GT Bank started off, people thought they were not going to last long.
I hope you are not selling GT Bank for this platform.
No. I just wanted to get somewhere.
Okay.
They had an idea that was disruptive, innovative, and forward-thinking. And you can still tell, as at today, it is that idea that has driven all the new generation financial institutions.
That's right.
Now, but beyond that, what they have done is to create opportunities to multiple people who have then today become leaders of society. They have created wealth, and the people who have benefited from the wealth have gone on to create more wealth, and they are also building more people who are creating more wealth.
Thank you so much. I'd like to introduce that
up.
Why
I brought that up was because of the gas example.
Okay.
If the government or whoever is in leadership position realizes that it is not the increase in price that is the problem, it is the lack of opportunities for people to earn the money to go in line with the increase in price that is the problem.
Wow.
So for me, I worry less when people say, oh, petrol price has gone up, oh, dollar has gone higher. Those things don't really matter if you are backing it up with opportunities creation. The reason why it's a problem is because we don't back it up with create opportunities, wealth creation, and opportunities. Now, let me tell you what happens. If you were to create opportunities and wealth, you will find out, like what happened in China, where they intentionally devalue their currency so that they can increase production and increase exports, right? Today, China's currency is so strong that China is not even happy that it's getting stronger. Because they have been able to create wealth through the devaluation of their currency.
Wow.
In Nigeria, it's a totally different ballgame. When we focus on dollar, we focus on kerosene, and we focus on petrol, rather than focus on creating the opportunities, then we are going to have a major crisis in our hand. I'm going to try and be very practical in how I'm saying we can solve all these problems without even talking about government. That is my company, has recently created a platform called Woozy. Woozy is a 3-channel platform of the ecosystem. When I say 3-channel, I'm talking about last mile, how you can access the platform, which is you can access the platform on your phone, you can access it on the web, you can access it on your TV. Now, we are a Nigerian fully owned company that has built about the largest universal trading platform anywhere in the world. We have built a platform like no other platform. Now, why did we build this platform? It was because having come back to Nigeria, having spent 14 years in Europe, working for one of the biggest telecom companies in Africa, I realized that there were many opportunities that were not being tapped by Nigerians and by Africans within Africa. I'll give you an example. If you take a Spotify was created to stream stream music. But before now, artists will go and make music in the studio, then put it on CDs, and probably look for distributors to sell for them. Now, took someone to digitalize music and have anybody drop their content, music or otherwise, And as people stream it, they get to earn money. Now, what that does is they have created a global market for a local content. Now, because of that, you've seen a high level of development in the quality of the music we produce in Africa.
That's right. Yeah.
The acceptance of our music across the world, and the income opportunity for our artists. Now they can rub shoulders with any international artist in terms of income. But it took a foreigner to think outside the box to create that opportunity. Now,
I want to stop you there, please. I mean, I just want to celebrate you. I mean, I've known you for about, over 30 years now. I mean, I've known you, and I'm happy with what is happening. You've been steady, you've been consistent, you've been adding value, and thankfully we're sharing the same platform. I just want to welcome those who are joining us for the first time. This is Leadership Talk with Adegoke, the podcast. We're on Apple, we're also on Spotify, and we're looking at leadership and creativity. This is the 55th episode of Leadership Talk with Adegoke. Now, Segun, I want you to look at this. What's the relationship between leadership and creativity? Where do they meet? What's the fusion? Where's the fusion?
Okay. For me, I think a leader's first primary purpose is to look out for the collective. The collective could be your company, it could be your community, it could be your household. Now, in looking out for your community and your collective, it means that you have to help your community and your collective solve challenges that will come up on a day-to-day basis, right?
Okay.
Able to solve challenges, you must be able to come up with either in-box solution or out-box solution.
Good.
Both are actually quite creative. Now, because you need to solve solutions, and it is creativity that will help you to solve it as fast as possible and in the most effective and efficient way. Okay. Creativity is a necessary tool for a leader. But having said that, you don't have to be the creative person within a community, even if you are the leader. Your ability to identify creative people around you and taking information from them and then using it the right way for the benefit of the collective is actually what links creativity to leadership. Yeah.
Now, I want you to now speak to this. Why is it that we don't see a lot of creativity? Even among leaders nowadays.
Well, it depends on which sphere of leaders you're talking about. If you're talking about
leadership could be business, it could be governance. But I want you to speak to, because we are having the fintech, like the last session I had was leadership and strategy, and we had the founder of Indicina, Yvonne Johnson, and she was speaking about strategy and what has happened in the fintech industry. But apart from, we've had Flutterwave, we've had Andela, creating products, but we want that to be replicated even in other sectors. Why have we found it very challenging, to move that narrative into other sectors? Yes.
I actually think that in the industry today, it's a lot better. Creativity is a lot better than it used to be. Remember I mentioned a couple of very creative set of old men now, young men then, Fola and Kayo. I can also, in the same way, mention people like Albert Wigwe and Ajumokwede, who are also been very creative if you look at their journey and where they were coming from and how they've gone around to turn fortunes of Etedo, maybe distressed institution into now leading institution. You will realize that we're not actually lacking in creative leaders within our ecosystem. What I think is the problem is we have too many who have been bestowed with leadership who are more interested in
position
self than collective.
Yeah.
And the problem is when you're interested in self, right, it cannot limit your creativity. Because
Wow.
you are only just interested in the short term. What can I get today? Now, I can actually put this across a lot of industries, that one of the challenges for young entrepreneurs in Nigeria today is lack of support. You hardly ever get support when you're an entrepreneur, a young entrepreneur in Nigeria today. It means that we have a mindset, which is a mindset that is basically saying we don't think you're going to succeed. So don't let us invest in you because we don't want to lose our money. So even if we want to give you money, we want to make sure we get our money back in 3 months or in 6 months. When in fact, we know that real success is not success
It's
that
long term.
comes in 6 months. The real success, the real wealth is built over time. Now, I've been very fortunate. And the reason why I would say I've been very fortunate is that I've failed multiple times in my life, right?
You can say that
And I have
again.
seen those failures, and why I am very fortunate, because it had made me a lot more resilient than the average startup. Let's use that word, because I can anticipate and see where problems are going to come long before they can come, and they will come. But the problem is this: you have a lot of young people who don't have the benefit of the same experience that I have had. So they cannot anticipate some of these problems. Now, they're not things they teach you in school or business schools. They're not things that you can learn on textbooks. Now, so how would you want to solve that? The way I would have suggested will be mentorship. Now, we are lacking mentorship in this sphere of the world. Now, because, like I said, most, in inverted commas, most leaders that we have tend to think short term and think for stuff. They don't look for, or they don't try to invest in the continuity of their legacy. Now, the real essence of leadership is for you to leave a legacy behind. And what motivates you to leave a legacy is by grooming people who will carry on your vision. I will still go back to Ola and Tayo Adiola. They left a legacy and they groomed people who have become titans of the same industries today. You can mention Segun Agbaje, you can mention Ike and Ike Mokwede, you can mention Albert Wigwe, you can mention many people like that. Titi Oshikoki, you can mention so many people in that industry who they are groomed. And it was because they were more interested in leaving a legacy than the short-term gain of making money. Now, imagine an utopia world where we allow leadership like that into government, and government or politicians think about building legacies
long term,
people who will leave a legacy behind them. You can point to a Chief Obafemi Awolowo, who, if you look at his antecedents and the number of what we will call disciples he created, they are still resonating in our life as at today. You can also mention someone like Bola Tinubu, who also has shown very great strength and wisdom in being a really good leader. Regardless of whatever it is you want to say about his politics, the truth about it is he has shown.
I hope you are not a spokesman.
Of leadership.
I hope I'm not a spokesman.
I haven't met him before. I have never met him before. But like I said, in my life, looked at people from afar and looked at what it is that have driven them. And I've taken the positives of what they have done to imbibe in my own life. Now, that is, so that is where I will actually put it.
Okay, I want to stop you there. I want to stop you there. You know, the environment now, you know, we're in what is called the VUCA world, you know, volatile, uncertain, very competitive. And even now we have to be agile. I'm so thankful because your message is going to be going to all over the world right now. It's not just local, this podcast. And a lot of people are going to benefit because you're sharing powerful nuggets. I just want to celebrate you. But what would you like to say, you know, to what's the catalyst for creativity, even in this environment, you know, with all the volatility? What can we do three things that we can do right now. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. That the government can do to provide the enabling environment. Yes.
Yeah. First of all, the catalyst to what did you call it now? To what was the question again?
Growing creativity to making sure that creativity.
Yeah. So the catalyst to creativity right now is challenges. Once there's a challenge, then it brings out the creativity in you. Now,
all right.
What are the three things I will point out to government or anybody in leadership that creativity can assist in solving? First of all, we need to start using technology the right way. Technology can solve a lot more problems than we are allowing it to solve.
Okay.
Second is empathy. We need to have empathy. And creativity without empathy is actually not positive creativity. We need to have empathy. Third, we need to have oversight. Oversight is you can operate it for control. You need to have oversight, which means that the first thing I mentioned was what? If you can remind me again.
Well, I mean, the first thing that I think, even me, but I know the second thing was empathy,
Yeah.
But
the third thing was so. The first
you have not mentioned.
So the first thing I said was technology.
Yeah, technology, digitization. Yeah.
I'm going to give you an example of how you can use technology to solve what the world thinks or what a community thinks is a big social issue. First of all, remember the EndSARS.
Yeah.
What was the issue with the EndSARS? One,
wow. I think there's a challenge with his.
The network.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
So the first thing, what happened with the EndSARS? The first thing was that you had the civil populace.
Okay. Your network is still a bit fuzzy. Well, I want to apologize for this, and I hope you'll be able to come into the studio. We've been listening to Segun Joseph Alabi on Leadership Talk with Adegoke, the podcast, and we've been looking at leadership and creativity. He shared so many nuggets on how to be, creative even in these very turbulent times. And it was just talking about digitization, which is using technology to pivot. And without technology, we're still very manual in our approach. And what COVID has done with the pandemic is that even most sectors now, particularly the fintech industry, has been able to adapt. And so we have the Flutterwaves, we have the Andela, we have the payment systems, all over the. Yes, my brother's back. Yes, you're welcome. Wow.
Sorry, there was a network challenge here. Oh, either.
Okay. It's all part of creativity. Yeah. You're welcome.
So,
yeah.
Are we back on?
Yeah, you're back on. Yeah.
Yes. So I was trying to give you an example of how you can use technology to solve what is a social challenge. Now, remember the issue of the EndSARS, where the general citizenry believed that the police were overreaching and they were not generally doing their role the right way. Now, what is the issue about? What are the problems that arise during that issue? That when you identify that issue, the problem is, first of all, the citizens don't generally know what the law is or what their right is.
Okay.
The police does not know the law. Yes, the Nigerian police generally don't know the law. That's the truth. So how do you solve that problem with technology? Why are people not accessing those that actually understand the law, which are the lawyers, right? Because they cannot afford to access a lawyer. In Nigeria, you don't get access to legal representation for free. You have to pay for it. And generally, lawyers are not generally cheap for the average Nigerians to call. Most of the cases that you have in the police today that are beyond what you call the counters, that have not gone to trial, because those accused don't have access to legal representation. You have the DPR, who is trying a lot, but they are not funded well enough to solve all or assist all accused persons. So the citizen decided that if we're frustrated and our backs are at the wall, we then have to create a strife to get the authorities to be aware of the
challenges. Yeah.
Yeah.
The agitation.
This could have been solved, which is what one of the things we are doing with our platform to solve. And how are we doing that? If you create a pot, when I use the word a pot, call it like an insurance, where everybody contributes, say 20 naira, just for example, right? And everybody in Nigeria contributes to that pot, right? You can call it a legal assistance tax or whatever. So if you have 40 million Nigerians working and you tax 100 naira every day, every month, into a pot for legal consultation, right? You will have and easily have raised 40 billion naira. I'm assuming my math is correct. You would have raised either 40 billion naira, yes? Yes, you'll have raised either 40 billion naira or 4 billion naira, either which way. Now, imagine if every Nigerian that needs to access a lawyer do not have to pay the lawyer for first consultation, because from the funds, they will pay that lawyer for first consultation. What we have found in our survey, every time there's an issue between the police and an accused or a citizen, once the lawyer gets involved, the case is either moved to court or is easily resolved. So we came up with a plan, a platform that allows you to access the lawyer on your phone on the go. So if so we have what we call Ask a Lawyer platform. I know we have not talked about this. If you need to access a lawyer, you can use the Woozy platform to access a lawyer anywhere you want. So the platform is location-based. So not the way you call an Uber driver. So you did an Uber driver, you are in Nikoyi, the closest Uber driver to where you are will attend to you. It's the same way we have created on our platform, where if you need to access a lawyer will attend to you, the closest one will attend to you, right? What that does is you then can be told if you are at risk of committing a crime or if you're going to be charged with a crime. It then means that you don't need to be afraid of police anymore, especially because when the lawyer attends to you, you don't have to pay the lawyer. Woozy pays the lawyer from the pot that has been created.
So what else does Woozy do apart from, because we're about to round up now?
Okay.
What else? Yeah.
What we have done is to try to solve 4 problem statements within our ecosystem. Right?
Good.
And the 4 problem statements we try to solve is, 1, we wanted to provide social security for every member of the community.
Okay.
Secondly, we wanted to create opportunity for employment for everybody who is in the community.
All right.
Thirdly, we wanted to give access to financial inclusion. We wanted to give more opportunities for those areas that do not have access to financial institutions.
When you say wanted, is it in the past tense or in the present tense, or you want to?
That is what created the. It's not. Well, I like the way you pointed it out. Well, we want to is the right word. Yeah. So when we created it, we want to solve certain social problems, challenges, provide social security for everybody who's on the platform.
Yeah.
Allow for financial inclusion for everybody who comes on the platform.
Okay.
Create employment opportunity for everybody who comes on the platform.
Okay.
And reduce the effect of inflation for everyone who comes on the platform. Everyone who comes on our platform is a member of our Woozy Care.
Okay.
Our Woozy Care covers you for medical assurance, which means you can access medical services and you don't have to pay. because you are already covered to a limit. It's called Health Management Organization. So it's an HMO. So every member of the community is already part of that community, that HMO. When you download or you sign up on our platform, you get access to legal representation at no cost. You don't have to pay for cost consultation anytime you need to access a lawyer, which you can access on our platform. Everybody who comes on our platform gets paid for activities they do on the platform. So let me explain what that means. Today, majority, 98% of phone users are on social media worldwide today. And majority of those people are not really earning money from social media. They spend the day getting entertained on social media. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
We have created a model where, apart from being entertained, we get you value for your content that you put on our platform. So if you bring your content on our platform and you put it up in one of our challenges, for every time you bring someone to vote for you, which is come to view your content, we pay you. For every time someone comes to view your content, we pay them. So we are paying someone to view your content. We're paying you to get people to view your content. So you can easily actually make money as part of your regular income, or it can be your mainstay income just by being on the platform.
Awesome.
What we have done is to monetize your social media footprint. So the more time you spend on the Woozy platform, the more money you make. That is how we have created that opportunity. I've explained to you how everybody who downloads the platform, who come on the platform, signs up, is a member of the community, covers you for social security. You can access medical assistance at no cost. You can access legal assistance at no cost. The next thing is, every time you make a purchase on the platform, because of the power of the community, we are giving you cash back. The cash back is from all the deals we've done with all our partners. Because we have a large community, we're saying, if you're going to sell your wares on this platform, we have to reduce your price from what you sell in other platforms. So not only are we going to give you the best price, because you can compare prices, we are also guaranteeing you that for every money you spend, you will get some money back, which will help to reduce the effect of the inflation that we are all suffering right now in Nigeria. Now, I just need to reiterate a point. Every time you create wealth, you create employment.
That's right.
So rather than focus on government to create employment, can we focus on getting to create wealth so that we can then employ the people who were pushing the government to employ? Let government give us an enabling environment so that we can help them create wealth using technology. Because what technology has done is this. I can, on my platform, organize all the commodity traders and link them to the rest of the world, because we verify them on the platform, and then they can bypass the middlemen and deal directly on the platform to access foreign purchasers. Exactly what Jack Ma had done with Alibaba Express, where the average Nigerian today does not need to go through a middleman to purchase stuff from China. It's exactly what the platform is doing for African businesses, Nigerian businesses, is to connect Nigerian businesses to the rest of the world. So we have built a platform as a service where we have put up all the costs for the platform. We have
a few minutes more. I just want you to share the website, the platform, so that for those who are listening are going to be watching the replay. Yes.
First of all, the platform is called Woozy, WOOZ. Always remember, it is 3 E's, not 2 E's. Woozy. The website is woozy.com. WOOZEE.com. And you can go to the App Store. We are on Amazon Store. We are on Apple Store. We are on Play Store, and we are on Huawei Store. So we are on all the stores.
So it's on the screen now. Yeah. So Lokwe has put it up. Woozi, www.woozi.com. Okay.
Come and experience a new opportunity of how we create a global wealth for everybody. Everybody who is a community member will at least be able to get a meal a day off the Woozi platform just by just voting alone. So the whole idea is we want to take the best of Africa, the best of Nigeria, and showcase it to the rest of the world.
Wow. So those in diaspora can also tap into this as well?
Woozi is for everybody across the whole world. You can tap into it, you can download. We already have downloads in 4 continents already. So you can download from anywhere in the world. You can access multiple things from movies to social media to finance to ticketing to health service, legal service, online retail shopping. You can buy stuff, you can sell stuff, you can do everything you can do on any platform. We are
it's a one-stop shop.
It's a one-stop shop. We're all in one app. It is, like I said, arguably the largest platform ever built, and it was built in Nigeria by Nigerians.
So, have you rolled out? When is it going to be rolled out?
It will officially be rolled out on the 3rd of December. But right now, we're active. So we are active. We're running our live test period. So to make sure that all the snacks are sorted out before we do our official release on the 5th or 3rd of December. Sorry.
Okay, awesome. Now on the light.
Sorry, one more thing. You will also find our kiosk at the local airports in the next couple of days, where you can actually do.
Which airport is that? Which of the airports?
At MM2. So if you can do your last minute ticket purchase or checking in and all those stuff as a self-service on your own.
Is it in the is it in the arrival hall or departure hall or?
It's at the departure hall. You have them at the departure hall. We actually rolled them out today. We actually went and delivered them today. So we're open in a or two. You will be able to access those services. We are open to decide with when we release the platform fully to the public. Come and join the community, and you come and get the benefits of our have fun, make money, and give back, which is our slogan.
Amazing. So on a lighter note, I just have one more question. Who are your mentors? Who are your mentors? You are so much. You're on fire. You are really well calibrated. So much energy.
I can say to you that I've had different mentors across my life at different stages. When my dad was my mentor at my early stage, when I was 12, he passed away. And then my oldest brother became my mentor. And after a while, one of the things that I appreciate about him was that I was able to look at him and learn from some of his business mistakes to make sure that I try and do a bit better than what he has done. And then afterwards, I think it shifted at some point to my older sister, Titi Oshitoki. I think she now became like a mentor. I used to look up to her, try to be like her. Then it gravitated to the outer industry, where you have people like Fola Jola and Tayo that I used to be through their life, and they used to inspire me. And then it shifted to people like Jack Ma, who I also read his story and loved the way he went from being a child from an humble background, who had taken his life story and built one of the biggest and socially targeted platform in the world. I like what he stands for. He's more interested in how his technology impacts on the lives of people than just for the sake of making money. I'm a social capitalist. What I mean by that, I am a fiscal capitalist, but I have a social element in me. I believe that we are all brought to this world for a purpose, and the purpose is to build the community, to help our environment, to create opportunities by looking out for the collective. That is what this whole platform has done, and that is what I spend the rest of my life doing.
Wow!
for everybody, making sure that whatever I put my hands on are not for myself, but for everybody to benefit from it. And because I believe that if you make people successful, you actually become more successful. The
Wow.
best success you can have is by empowering everybody around you to be successful. It doesn't
Thank you
mean
so much.
you can
Wow,
call
wow,
up anybody at any point in time because you have too
wow.
many people around you who are successful. That's my
Thank you
vision.
so much.
That is my mantra.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Honestly,
you.
on this very powerful session. If you just joined us or you watching the replay or listening to the replay, I've had on this platform Leadership Talk with Adegoke, the 55th edition, speaking leadership and creativity, Joseph Alabi, and is reeled out so many powerful nuggets, and his product Woozy.com is urging us to onboard, and I trust that you're going to leave a powerful legacy. One of my mentors is late now, Zig Ziglar, said you can have everything you want in life if you help enough people get what they want, and that's what the template my brother is using and adopting. So on a final note, I just want to say something in 30 seconds just to encourage those out there that might be discouraged, with the challenges of the pandemic. Just in 30 seconds, not more than that. Yes.
Okay, asking me to say something. Okay.
In 30 seconds, just to wrap up. Yeah.
I think that the topic of today, which is leadership and creativity, is applicable for everybody. And I think the pandemic actually made it more pronounced that there were opportunities that were left untapped before the pandemic. Now, this is the time for everyone to look inwards and look at what they're actually really good at and make a plan that actually impacts on the society.
Wow.
To you is, once your thought process benefits the community, the ideas start to flow, starts to take shape, and you will succeed. Do not give up. You are going to meet many challenges, but please take the challenges as the strengths that will keep you going, knowing that the more challenges you encounter, the more successful you're going to become. That's what I'll put out there.
Wow. On this note, I just want to thank everyone that's joined us. I've had with me Joseph Alabi on Leadership Talk with Adegoke, the 55th episode of the podcast, and we're just so thankful. So until same time, thank you for joining. Have a great day.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for having me. Okay, bye. Thanks.
Thank you. Wow.